The no-fly zone. And I write about this in the book as well. Of course, we established one in Libya. The Libyan situation and Syria are apples and oranges. They're completely different. Again, I'm not a military person, but talking to military people who we all have as much interest in terms of morality and humanitarian terms to somehow end this. To a person that I've talked to, they said it's just can't be done right now without causing more problems, a no-fly zone. In terms of taking out the Syrian anti-aircraft defense systems that are much more sophisticated than they were in Libya, are throughout embedded in many of the cities, and therefore there'd be a lot more collateral damage in these cities than has already happened. And then there's, of course, the diplomatic element to this, that if we start doing that, what will other side start doing? And then you get an escalation and an escalation. I've spoken with a number of Syrian opposition elements, and this by no means represents all of what they say. There are many that want U.S. boots on the ground, or at least something like this, a no-fly zone. But there are others that do not want this. They just want more help, maybe more arms, and financial assistance. But they don't want to be seen as coming into power in the backs of the U.S. And this is one of the fallacies that I think, and we've seen this a little bit in Egypt and elsewhere in the wake of the Arab Spring, is just because Assad falls, it doesn't guarantee that the regime coming in will be pro-U.S. or pro-West or want peace with Israel. And in fact, a number of the opposition groups are more anti-U.S., in my view, than the regime is. And that's a consideration in terms of U.S. interests. I'm just one person up here saying it may cause more harm than good right now. A lot of Syrians, they will want a Syrian solution to this. And ultimately, I think that's probably the best way to make this happen, hopefully devoid of many of the outside influences and implications. How that will happen, I don't know. Can we find a willingness? Can there be a point? UN Special Envoy Lakhdar Brahimi, who I have immense respect for, I think he realizes that right now is not the time to put forth any sort of initiative. It's just not going to work. Maybe, perhaps, at some point soon, something will change. Will it be because the international community increases its support in other ways to the opposition? That could be. But it probably won't happen until the regime thinks it's in trouble, and they don't think they're in trouble yet. They think they're going to win, and until they start thinking perhaps they can lose, and this is where some are making the argument you're making, is that they won't think they can lose until there's more outside help along these lines, and so you get a chicken and egg type of situation.